and like it'll have the chat room over on the right, and then it's got us here, and then on the left it tells me like when people subscribed or donate and all this. It's really powerful, and I just yeah, we're live now. Uh,
Oh, no
yeah,
way.
Baitman is live, and I've got a special guest. If you're just now joining in, I'm sorry, we're 5 minutes late. I'm late to everything. Um, and we tried not. I don't know how that we end up wearing almost the same color shirt. I think Cole is on that Arkansas color though. But this is
Hey,
Cole Harken. If you're watching, he's on my right. He's half of the famous YouTube channel, Cole and Jay, and he's a super nice guy. We met at the Bassmaster Classic, and I lost the guy I was with because I stayed and talked to you and your wife for like an hour. Can you hear me, Cole?
yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're going to
Are we
talk.
still?
We're going to talk baits tonight. Cole is always in the stream, commenting on the baits and stuff, and he, like myself, is also a 6 cents fishing guy. There must be some kind.
Most,
Is there a delay?
well, it might be a delay. I might be a delay. I might just not be catching it. What was the last thing you said?
The last thing I said was basically that you're 6 cents fishing guy as well, and you're on here. You're going to talk baits with me.
Yes, sir. You got it. You got it. I just want to say thanks for having me on the stream tonight. I'm excited to be here. This is my first time ever being on any sort of live stream, whether on our channel or anybody's channel. This is the first time I've ever collaborated with someone else that does this crazy YouTube thing, and so I'm excited, a little bit nervous. But I'm mainly excited to talk about baits because you've got a bunch of baits behind you that are always very intriguing and exciting to talk about, and it's just going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit if I mean your YouTube channel went like when I first met you, you were buying swim baits from me, the Babe, and then all of a sudden it just like took off. Like I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying attention. I just looked and one day I'm like, damn, these guys got 100,000 subs.
Man, it's been crazy, but yeah. So I was on that website a lot in the past, and I guess I'd known of you, I guess several years beforehand. We never talked to each other or anything, but I've always bought tackle from you. And I was on there and I saw the Babe, and I was like, oh, this is the first time I've seen a bait like this in a long time because I used to throw that XPS swimmer a lot. And of course, whenever it got all bought up, they were all gone. And most of them didn't even swim good, anyways. The ones I bought were mostly junk, but I had a couple of the ones that swam straight. So I was I was really excited to see those, and so luckily enough, they were some in stock when I bought them, and got to take them out of the water and caught fish with them, instantly. So I was hooked on that bait from then, and you reached out to me, and you were real nice, and I was like, man, I like this dude, so I'll keep in touch with you and keep buying tackle from you. Yeah, that Babe is nasty, super nasty. Yeah, I got a bunch of them back here behind me. You get the hookup. Yeah, it makes you fish a swim bait. It makes you fish it the right way, the way the swim bait's supposed to be fished for the most part. Low and slow. I mean, the way you fish that bait is the way you should fish most of your larger size swim baits, unless you have fish that are super aggressive and really freaking out or something. But I mean, something about that slow, easy presentation, horizontally in the water column, and that bait especially, it's just got that perfect head shake, perfect tail rock. It's just everything you need to have a good swim bait, and it's awesome. And not a lot of people are throwing it because there's not that many around. So if you have your hands on one, you've got something that's kind of special. I'm not saying there's not more baits out there that are going to catch those same fish, but the bait's nasty.
That's crazy. Everyone says there's an echo. Let me go grab my microphone or headset real quick.
Hopefully the echo's not too bad on this end. I don't think I have a microphone. You think I would though?
We can hear Cole. All right. All right. All right. It says we can Cole echoes with you. I don't know what's going on there, so.
Don't know if I can hear you, bait man.
Testing, testing, testing. All right, hold on. Let me change a little bit of settings over on the old Skyper and see if we can. All right, is that better? Can you hear me better, Cole?
Yes, I can hear you great.
All right.
Hopefully the echo's not too bad on my end. I don't know if I don't know if I have any headphones around anywhere.
It's okay. I mean, I'm just using my redneck Xbox headphones, so you know how. Everyone says echo's gone. Good now. All right.
Hey,
So if you're just joining us, now that we've got the bugs worked out, got my guy from Arkansas, Cole Harken from Cole and Jay. Him and his wife have a great YouTube channel, and they do more than just bass fish. They chase turtles, wrangle snakes. I've seen you mess with spiders. I don't do that, bud.
man, you can't be scared of spiders.
Dude, I got
Yeah,
bit by a spider 2 weeks ago, and I promise you, I was actually scared. I almost went to the doctor. I think it's a brown recluse. It's a spot like this big.
oh shoot. Yeah,
It turned
don't mess.
black and stuff. I have a hole in my leg now. But I
Yeah,
actually went to someone that's a nurse that lives next to me, and they said it's at the point of where it's not spreading anymore, so you'll be okay. But they said, and next time that happens, and you need to go get it slashed or whatnot and get it taken care of. So.
yeah, dude. I'd stand up and show you the scar on the top of my leg, but it might gross you out or the viewers out. I had to. It wasn't. And this actually wasn't from a brown recluse spider, but it's the same sort of deal. I had an issue where it got all infected and actually had to get it lanced, and that was crazy. Jay videoed it. I should probably post that video sometime.
Oh,
The
please
lady,
do.
the lady cut it, and all the stuff shot up into her face. It was crazy, and she was like,
Oh,
the doctor who was doing it must have loved it. She was giggling. It was so crazy, but then Jay's such a good wife. She actually packed it for me like for 3 weeks, and it was horrible.
well, guess
I was
what?
like, "What's packing mean?" It's like where they pack gauze in there. I was like, "Dude, no!" But they said if you ever have anything like that, go to the doctor instantly. So you have to do that. And again, I learned my lesson for sure because usually I waited out too long.
Yeah. What's up, Simon? And all the people coming up in here. We got the audio fixed. Well, here's the thing, dude. You get to wait on her for like a long time because now you got a group of three. You got a third one on the way.
That's right. That's
You
right.
pretty excited about that?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, Jay is, especially excited also. She was worried about her being a little bit older than me, that she was going to be an old mom and have babies when she's old. So she's happy that she's going to have a baby before she's 30.
Oh, dude, it ain't no.
Or before she's happy she's going to have a baby while she's 28, while she's younger.
So
So
that's
that's exciting.
same age my wife was when we had our second. They're over there hanging at the neighbors. If y'all hear a bunch of kids in the background, they're having a bonfire, and I'm sure my sons and daughters raising Cain. But kids are great. Snakes are awesome. But we gotta talk some baits.
Heck yeah, man.
Let's talk a little bit. 6 Sense. What's some of your favorite baits from 6 Sense? I know me and you were kind of on that same team, but you live in Arkansas, so you fish a little bit different water than me. Fish around a lot of lily pads, cypress trees, more of some swampy looking water. What I've seen on video. So how's your selection go there?
Man, so I live on a really awesome lake. I grew up on this lake. I know it like the back of my hand, and I feel so fortunate that we were able to snag a lot here on this lake. So I have it as an avenue to to make content daily and just go out there and escape and go fishing. But yeah, it's very swampy. There's a bunch of lily pads. There's there's hydrilla, milfoil. There's cypress trees, logs, everything you said there. So, and it's a pretty shallow lake overall. Like the average depth is like 3 feet across the whole lake, 3 to 5 feet. So, I tackle it with things that are as weedless as possible, or I throw a lot of the swim jig. Divine swim jig is awesome.
And a frog.
And a frog. Throw a lot of braid. So throw a lot of braid there. So I throw the new frog a ton. Whenever they sent that prototype of the original Vega frog last year, I mean, I flexed it out like in 2 or 3 trips and had to keep kind of gluing it back together. I stole Jay. They sent us 2. I stole Jay's frog, and from that moment I was like, man, this frog is gonna be so good. I can't wait for it to finalize. And y'all seen it since the frogs came out, how awesome it is. I've been throwing that Snatch 70X a lot. That's a bait people I feel like kind of sleep on a little bit. They usually go to that Quake Thud.
Yeah, I sleep on it. I always end up ordering the Quakes because I love the Quake.
Yeah.
And I forget about the Snatch, but it's funny. Me and my fishing partner fished Lake X one spring. And he absolutely blistered the big ones on the Snatch.
It's a little bit more subtle. It's got a tighter shimmy. It seems like it doesn't pull as hard, so you can fish it faster and above the grass a little bit easier, so it just comes through it a little bit better. If you're fishing like deep grass, you can throw the Quake just fine, and you can throw a Quake in the shallow stuff, but something about the Snatch, it comes through that grass awesome, and they eat it. I haven't lost the one I have. I'm glad I haven't. I just been lucky and got on a good bite, and they just throttled that thing. But I also like that Movement 80X. I throw that thing a lot in the wake version and the regular version out here on this lake and all the grass lakes. It comes through grass pretty good for a crankbait.
Now, how many fish did you catch on that one frog? The one that was, I think the color was Frogville.
Oh,
it was like neon green, but when you got done with it, it was like bone.
Oh my gosh, dude, that was crazy. So it was weird. I got that frog in, and I thought that was the final frog. But I guess it wasn't. I guess it wasn't the final version because there was a few features on it that were different than the final one, and things that I felt like they improved from it. But it was called Pickle Breath.
Yeah, that's it.
Or Poppin' Pickle. It might have been Poppin' Pickle, and now it's Pickle Breath. It was one of the two. It was a different name than it is now. But it got sent to my house, and it was like post spawn bass were like feeding up, just doing it dirty in some shallow grass, and for some reason, all the big ones had moved over to this one spot, and they were all just big bass, and they caught, I don't know, maybe 100 on it.
Wow.
I don't know. But it was over, a couple of week period. But there was one day I probably caught 25 on it in a couple hours. But they were all big ones, so they were eating, and they're in the thick stuff, too, so it just kind of tears it up. But unfortunately, I lost it. I was going to retire it and hang it up, but a fish broke it off.
Oh, man.
I never broke a fish off on a frog ever, and I was like, this is the one we're going to break it off on, huh?
That's right.
It sucked.
Got a few questions in here, Cole. First off, Sick 'em Outdoors want to say hi. Can't really stream unless we'll be on for a while. I'm not. He says he's at a campfire. I'm supposed to go to my neighbor's campfire pretty soon.
Hey.
Chelsea Jimenez says, not sure if you got this before, but me and Jay are pregnancy buddies. She's almost 20 weeks in having a girl.
Almost 20 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Jay's 13, and she took a blood test to figure out the gender. We're going to figure out the gender soon. We're having a reveal party. We're going to try to not catch Arkansas on fire.
Oh, we never did a gender reveal. The first one, we weren't married. Sue me, it happens. I do have the same baby mama. We are married. And during the ultrasound, it's a funny story. She's doing all this stuff, and she's like, oh, I can tell you if it's a boy or a girl right now. And I said, I know what it is. It's a boy. I can see his dadgum goober right there. And she goes, you're exactly right. And so I kind of ruined that. But I was excited. Her first one was a boy. And then we were going to do the gender reveal for our second Neely. And then we're just like, you know what? It doesn't matter now. I couldn't think of any good ideas. That's the thing. You and Jay are a little bit more creative, so
we tested out our idea. I'll tell you, we got this. My grandpa made this wooden fish, and so when he weighted it down, it's like these big old cast and lead weights. It's like a 12-ounce red cedar carved out fish, and so we have like 14 ounces of lead on there. And it's my neighbors. I guess they're gonna paint it. Whatever they're gonna know before us what the gender is, and I'm gonna reel it up out of the lake and boat flip it on the dock, and we're gonna see what it
That's
is.
cool. That is a good idea. Here we go. Cole and Jay, best show on YouTube. Man, they do have some great stuff, man. Kevin Wallace, Baitman and Cole, have y'all had any 6 cents hard bait split? Saw a review on YouTube yesterday, and he was having bait split down the middle. All right, so I will address that.
Huh.
I have personally never had any 6 cents hard bait split, but as someone who worked in retail for a long time and owned lots of baits, hard baits do not like extreme heat and extreme cold back and forth. If you think of people that pour concrete, they always leave a little. Some of them pour little, slits in there, so when it gets hot, the concrete expands, and cold, it shrinks. Your baits will do the same thing, unless you keep them in a controlled temperature, 24/7. Luckily, my bait room doesn't get that cold. It doesn't get that warm. It does get hot when I'm in here, and turn on the lights. But people that like keep their baits in their boat during the winter, and all of a sudden go put them in a storage place that's controlled climate, it goes up a lot. Sometimes they'll split, but it's not a 6 cents thing. Spro's done it, Strike Kings do it, Lucky Crafts. It's just about that plastic contracting and expanding. Sometimes it's worse. A lot of people don't know, but a lot of your plastic baits are in a seam mold. They're pushed together. There's two plastic pieces and they're pushed together, and that's why you'll see it like split on a seam when they swell like that. So that's going to happen. I've seen it happen with Spro. I've seen it happen with Strike King. It's just a weird thing because you might only have 4 or 5 out of 50 do it, or all 50 do it. But hopefully that guy reached out to Casey, and 6 Cents has great customer service. So I know they'd hate to see anyone just all their baits blow up. So. Oh man, I'll answer another one here. What is the issue with 6 Cents not getting lures in stock? Well, that's because you guys buy everything.
Yeah.
Everyone buys everything so fast, but it's just it's an overseas deal. Um, I don't think Casey realized how big a following that all the 6 Cents crew has, and everything's really blown up, man. Like if y'all talk about a frog, then I talk about it, and then Milliken, and then so many people on the website. It's hard to predict how many people are going to buy that stuff.
Yeah. They do have frogs on Tackle Warehouse, though.
That's
for sure.
Yeah. If you're looking for Vega frogs, head over to Tackle Warehouse. I don't have a discount code for there. I'm not affiliated with them. I wish I was. I'll be honest. If Tackle Warehouse gave me an affiliate link, that'd be great. I don't even really need anything other than y'all just send me some gift cards so I can buy more tackle, and I'm cool with that.
For sure.
Let's see here if we got any more. What's up, Lunkers and Lure? New bandits split like crazy. Oh, I love the old bandits. Do you ever throw a lot of those old bandits? I know the bandits are pretty popular down there in Arkansas. We're gonna get the.
I got these. You have these up here. I don't know if these are old ones or not. I got this little old one right here. It's got the old packaging on it, but it's that little bandit. I don't know what
Oh man, those are worth a pretty penny these days. It's like a bandit 1000.
Yeah, 1000 series. Root beer chartreuse, premium color too, man.
Dude, that's a Kentucky Lake deal, man. Or I don't know what it is about that root beer color. The guys that know about it, they know, and it catches.
Yeah, I got the whole spread. Got 100, 1000, 100, 200, 300. These are just regular root beer though. But one of my buddies gave me those, and I mean, I like seeing them in the package. I got some out of the package I could throw. I guess.
Chelsea asked a good question. What's the best beginning bait for small kids? I would give them something like a Strike King, like Pond King or Mini King. Anything they can just reel fast.
Yeah, that, or if you can teach them a cadence to throw like a stick worm, like a flatworm or a yum dinger or anything. That's why I started throwing like a yum dinger is the first thing I threw. They were like, cast it out, count to 3, jerk it 3 times, count to 3, hold on. So that was the first bass bait I learned how to throw.
Well, we got a lot of questions rolling in tonight. Guys, make sure you do me and Cole a favor and smash the like button for me. I know a lot of people are busy on Saturday night now, so this is probably going to be the last Saturday night stream. I'm going to move it to Friday nights because I like college football, and I'm going to be mad as heck probably after 6 o'clock p.m. On Saturday nights, and I don't want to show my tail. I will get disappointed at my Vols, I promise you. But make sure thumbs up it and whatnot. And if you're new, I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. You don't have to. But we'll get some more stuff, man. We got crazy amount of questions going on.
Are you
Yeah.
serious? Heck yeah.
First, this one guy says he's been waiting on Rapala DTs for a month. It's DT time. Baitman, any 6 Cents pros? Yeah, there are some. Who else 6 Cents pro? Aaron Brett. He's a 6 Cents pro. Matt Lee.
Aaron,
John Hunter.
I don't know. There's some guys that
Yeah.
fish the opens a lot. I'm not too familiar with them, but I see them
Right.
whenever 6 Cents posts them.
I do know John Hunter's in like the top 4 or 5 in the opens to make the Elite Series, so he's had a really good year. Of course, Matt Lee's fishing Major League Fishing. St. Crest, what's up, bait man? You have any RC 1.5 or 2s in copper green shad? I don't. I don't. But that's a good color. You got any, Cole?
I don't have RC thing in a box. Honestly, I'll tell you what I sold the baits maybe like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and I sold a bunch of like Strike King 1.5s, RC 1.5s, so I could buy some 6 Cents crankbaits.
Yeah. There's no.
Yeah, weird?
But they made a 6 Cents made a copper green shad at one time, and it's a really good one. They discontinued that. I've had a lot of people be like, man, are they ever going to make that again? But you know how it goes. You get one bait, 10 people are falling in love with, but the rest of the millions of people across the country just don't care nothing about. It's crazy like that.
Right.
Kevin Wallace asked me, Baitman, do you have any original wiggle boards? I have one or two. I got one as a keychain, and the other one I'm going to send it off to get painted. I offend a lot of people when I say that the wiggle board is very overrated. Now, down there in Arkansas where you live, people will go head over heels for them.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any original wiggle words myself, but people do freak out about them and use them a lot and win a lot of money on them.
Now, how far do you live from Bull Shoals, Table Rock, and that kind of stuff, or the Lake of the Ozarks?
I'm like 2 hours away from all the Ozark impoundments, except for Lake of the Ozarks. I guess that's probably like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours away. I've never fished that lake, but Bull Shoals, Table Rock, Beaver, they're
That's
all
not
2 hours
bad at
away.
all.
2.5 hours.
It's kind of like me in the Nashville Lakes. I'm about 2 hours from Nashville, so I can be at like Priest and Old Hickory and Tim's Ford and all that stuff. Dale Hollow about 2.5 hours. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Of course,
That's unfortunate. I really haven't spent that much time on any of those lakes, to be honest with you. I mean, really haven't fished them a lot, so it's something I'm looking forward to. Maybe we can get a boat sometime in the next, few months or a year or something like that. It'd be fun to go explore those lakes finally.
well, what's kind of crazy is the places you're fishing now. I don't know why you'd want to go there. You're just like hammering them everywhere.
Yeah, but it's good to have a change
Yeah.
of scenery, though. I have like 5 or 6 lakes. They're all within 30. They're fun. I know them pretty well, and I can go catch fish at them. But it's fun to go to those new lakes and go fish. I mean, we fished a lake last winter. It was a power plant lake, and we fished out there. Drove several hours away and fished it. Have only fished it a couple times, and it's just so much more fun fishing a new body of water, and just really putting your skills to the test and having to try to locate fish and go.
All right, I got a question for you, Cole. St. Crest, my buddy St. Crest, great guy, always in the chat, great fisherman too. He says, Baitman, question for Cole: what's his favorite 6 Cents hard bait and favorite plastic?
Oh man, my favorite 6 Cents hard bait is going to be that Movement 80X, that shallowed, so the one that goes down to about 3 feet. I like the wake version too, And the reason I like that bait is that it fits into the areas that I fish around out here. It doesn't go down as far as like and it thumps super hard. So it's a big profile bait. It's like the same size as like a a 5XD or a Cloud9 crankbait. So it's a big bait, and throwing it in the springtime, summertime, fall time, and it has a big big heavy thump, good colors, and it catches big fish. And that's the main reason I like it, because I can throw that bigger profile crankbait in these shallow waters. And it's been like my #1 producer. It's the first bait that I really fell in love with from 6th Sense, and it's one of my ride or dies. Now, as far as plastic goes, I really like the Divine Shaky Worm. I think it's phenomenal bait. I like how the ribs are kind of faced upward, kind of like you see on like reaction innovation baits. Kind of, I just like that design overall concept, and it's fish and it's super versatile. I mean, maybe not as versatile as a stroker crawl, which is phenomenal soft plastic, but I really like the Divine Shaky Worm.
Cole, I don't know. Have you got any of this stuff that I just had come in?
Bro, yes.
Like,
I couldn't go crazy. I ain't super rich, but I got a couple of them. I got the ones you need.
This is the old plum 9.5-inch Divine Shaky Worm. If you guys don't remember, I showed you this thing a long time ago, way before fishing his Darien. But anyway, I like to bust his balls. But dude, this plum one, fire.
Yeah, dude. And that green pumpkin juice, or what color is that? Green pumpkin juice? Yeah. It's kind of like that tilapia color you see like on big bite baits. It's like the same thing almost. It might be the same thing. I don't care. It's a good color. I love it.
Yeah.
But this worm actually is like going to fit that biggest shaky head. That one's like, how big is it? 7/16 of an ounce or something? I don't know how big it is.
It's got a 7/0 hook in it. Yeah, it's perfect for that. Or
it's kind of big, that 7-inch, but that'd be perfect.
And then my guys over at Hog Farmer, they make great shaky heads, especially for this big stuff. Here's that green pumpkin juice, if you guys can see it on my camera a little bit better. Cole's gone OG straight up. He's went with the built-in laptop webcam.
Hey.
Dude, look at that flake in there, that blue, that gold, man. That is kind of like a tilapia. But that's...
I hope that color comes in all the other soft plastics.
Dude.
Honest. I'm sure it will.
I would like to see this in the prawn or the stroker crawl. I'll be honest. I mean, I like the stroker crawl, but you can just do so much with it. I need to see a soft jerk bait from 6th Sense.
I do too. Like without a huge, like we have it kind of further back. You know, on a fluke, it's really close to the head, and like once you tear the head up, you're done with that bait. If they can just set it a little bit further, a chatterbait or something too, be money.
Yeah.
Be super sweet.
Let's see here. I had a few questions. 420 Bass Man, what are your top 3 chatterbait trailers that you like to use, bait man? Well, I'll give you my 3, and I know Cole loves a bladed jig. I've seen a few videos. I'm a jackhammer guy. My 3 favorites, the OG Yamamoto Swim Cinco is really good. The Hog Farmer Spunk Shad, and man, I like just the Yamamoto Zacho, but we got a lot of JDM stuff that I'm seeing, like that OSP stuff I had on the channel a few weeks ago. I like nice natural profiles. Some people like a paddle tail back there. I've never had much luck, so I like it to stay natural and just kind of have a very fishy look to it. What's your take on the chatterbait trailer, Cole?
Yeah, basically there's like 3 shapes. Like I do throw a paddle tail that the Divine swim bait does really well. Some swim baits don't do as well. I mean, you put I've had trouble with a rage swimmer on the back of one. Maybe it's just like there's something weird with like the turbulence of the tail and the. Anyways, like a paddle tail, I do like that on the back. But I prefer something that's more like a straight tail, like a a fluke style. I like it's discontinued. It's a super old like bait, but the first bait that I threw on a chatterbait was that waveworm Tiki Shattuck, has a straight pintail. Yep. So I like that one. I still have some bags that I use, and I also like a fin tail like a Zacho, but I use that Berkeley Havoc Devil Spear.
Yes.
And I'll cut the tail.
Yes.
And it has the tubers, and they'll start doing this little back and forth goldfish thing. I really like that one. I watched a Mike Iaconelli video a long time ago. I was like, man, that makes so much sense. I was like, I got those. I'll do that. And I talked to him about it at the class, and he was trying to not talk about that anymore. And I was like, dude, let's talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. Ike's
He
actually
was
a
like,
pretty cool dude. What they have a new bait. It's basically a devil spear, but they cut it. They already
yeah,
pre-cut it.
it's a jester.
Yes.
But the jester's too small. I feel like I can't. You put that thing on there, the profile is so big, and both the tails, I can't get them to swim right. But that jester is sweet. I feel like the only thing that I've ever thrown it on or had any success on is like on a Tokyo rig, punching it in a mat, which is what I've seen people do it with the most. But it's a cool bait.
Yeah. I got some comments. Someone had a good question here. It was on the axis. Um,
Oh yeah, the axis.
yeah.
That's another one of those baits you got to fish right to get it to swim. Kind of we were talking about earlier with the babe.
Yes. Uh, Outdoors Geek says, have you used the 6 cents finesse crankbait? I've thrown it a few times, but Cole likes it.
I do like that one. I like them. I like all of the 6 cent stuff. Obviously, I'm not exclusive. I don't only use 6 cents baits, but
Yeah,
I
I've
mean
seen.
it's hard not to use them because they're so good. But that finesse crankbait doesn't go down too far and works good.
No, it's great. It's going to be a player around here if I start going fishing. If my dad going window building to slow down in the next couple weeks because these fish are going to push really really shallow. But
Yeah.
I've already caught a lot of fish when I have been very shallow. Someone said they had a problem with their Chris McVeigh, great guy here. He caught him a 6 pounder. I know this morning. I saw it on Instagram on the Axis. He said, "Baitman, my Axis line tie keeps popping open on every fish catch. Any way to fix that?" I've never heard of that happening.
Me neither. Maybe you can get a swivel or something. I don't know. Or
Yeah,
snap.
I have no reason not to believe Chris because I know he wouldn't be BSing me. But I've never had a crankbait or anything where the line tie keeps popping open. I'd have to look at one to see how it. I guess I would change snaps on there. I got a snap on mine where you tie the line out on the axis. I'd try to get a heavier duty one and maybe see if that helps a little bit. You may be getting a lot of line twist or something, which the axis can give you some line twist. Just if you've ever thrown it, you would know. And you're right, Cole. It is one of those baits you have to figure out the retrieve because if you don't, you're gonna be like, "What in the world is going on?" But once you get it right, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I got super butthurt the first time I threw it. I was on a clear water lake. I was like, man, I got. I'm gonna catch some fish. No one has this bait. I'm just gonna wreck them. And it was like doing corkscrews and stuff in the water. I was like, dang, what am I gonna do? What's wrong? What am I doing? And then I slowed it down. I was like, oh shoot, that thing is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just slowing it down. It's really not. You don't have to slow it down super bad. You just moderate. You can't really do like rod snaps and twitches really, but you don't have to because it's just doing a bunch of crazy stuff. It's awesome. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I was the same thing the first time I threw it in my pool, which I always had some weird thoughts anyway. I was like, man, I don't know about this. And I tried. First thing I do is like, well, how fast can I go? And it's doing the same thing. I went, I'm fixing to send somebody a text message on this deal. And then I threw it. I slowed it down. Once I hit that right thing, I was like, oh, all right, now I see where this is going to be good. But it's not a burning bait. If you think you're going to get a chatterbait with the crankbait body, it's not going to happen. But what that bill does, it articulates and it makes it do some crazy sweeping and hunting stuff. So
yeah, the flash it puts off is really the killer. I feel like it's so cool, especially if you get a bait that actually has like those scales on it, like a shad scales with sensory shad. So you have like double flashes going.
Yes,
it's crazy. I like it a lot. I really like that.
Well,
bait.
Also, like in the spring, if you've got that gold bill on it, that's that one color I like, that Lava Truce color. Man, when it was coming in my pool and it had that brackish water last year where I didn't clean it, it was like flashing that gold with that red, and I'm like, yeah, I need this in the spring. So,
yes.
Let's see, you guys need to try the Big Bite swim on for Chatterbait Trail. I've seen that. It's like a kind of a It's a really good looking one.
Yeah, I saw it at the Classic, and I saw one. The Rayburn Red or the red jackhammer fire crawl thing was freaking out, and they had those swim-ons that were kind of tailored to that fire crawl jackhammer. Everybody was freaking about, and it looked good. They have like little holes in the little feet, I guess.
Yeah.
I produced some little bubbles underwater. I don't know, but it looks awesome. I was gonna get some, but I made a lap and they were gone.
Steve Hardy asked a question: favorite prop bait. You throw a prop bait much?
I don't throw like a devil's horse that much. I've thrown it a little bit. There's such a small window for that. I feel like for that particular bait in the spring. I
Right.
throw that Berkeley. What is it? A spin walker? Spin.
Yeah.
I like that one. I caught some fish with it.
I will show you my favorite prop bait.
Is it a spy bait?
No. I've still yet to throw a spy bait. I'm pretty sure if I throw a spy bait on Kentucky Lake, they're gonna make fun of me.
Dude, let them make fun of you when you start catching the big ones. I'm about to go deep into spy baiting this year. I'm about to go deep.
I had a subscriber send me one, and I've looked at it, and I think there's a way I can figure it out. But this is my favorite all-time prop bait right here. This is the old Crazy Shad, Cotton Cordell. There's a little time, and right now it's good when all the bait's really, really small, and they're schooling and they're finicky. That this bait, these little props, it's when it's stopped and those props are still moving and the fish just absolutely destroy this thing. I like to put a little red hook up there.
Yeah.
You know, my dad was the red hook proponent guy, but I'm convinced because I've got some here that are just I need to put some new hooks on here for one. This is back before the good days of storage boxes where these are all rusted. But this one used to be chrome and black, and yeah, it's like bone. Well, so the new ones, me and Epic Eric's talked about this. The new stuff, they're clear, but I love this old bone plastic. It's like the old wiggle wart thing. But the cool thing is, once they get so far bone, I just take all the paint off, and then I got bone ones. The box I had these in before had a water issue. I've got to change these hooks. I'm about to get a staph infection just looking at them. But that's my favorite prop bait. Some people may not even consider that, but
my grandpa used to smoke my cheese with a little chrome and blue tiny torpedo out here in the lake that I live on. It's all he threw. He'd always talk about the 6-pounder he caught on it, and we'd go fishing. He'd talk about catching a 6-pounder, and then he'd catch like a big one every time we go on it, just stroking it around.
Hey, speaking of root beer, guess what I just found? This is OG. A Bandit Spitz Topwater. It's kind of got the shower blow thing going before it's popular. If you guys can see the lip on that thing. But they discontinued this a long time, and I bought one because it was that root beer color. But that's an OG little walking bait there. It's actually a pretty good bait. But again, never took off. But now everybody wants that pencil popper got that lip on it. That kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, especially right now. The pencil popper deal is about to light up.
Yeah, it's all take.
It's already been lighting up, really.
Yeah, you got shower blow, you got the I'm a Little Stick, you got the Berkeley Cane Walker, the Gunfish. You know, it's weird that they have a Gunfish 135 and its shape is totally different than any other Gunfish they have. I don't know why they just didn't rename it something else.
I know. I like that Little Stick. That's my favorite of the ones mentioned. Little Stick is my favorite, 100%.
I believe I got one here somewhere.
I've got like 7. I don't have the 7-inch one though, that real big one.
The big
I'm gonna
stick?
get that big one. The big stick.
So they come out with a new color. And it's basically very similar to shad scales from 6 Cents. Like they tried to do the same paint job. It was a little off.
Yuma did? Oh, I hadn't seen
my
that.
Little stick. Oh, I got it tied on. Got it tied onto my Chinese reel. Dude, you're gonna make fun of me, but this Chinese reel outcasts any reel I have, and I have Daiwa, Shimano, the whole deal. It will outcast them by 5 to 10 yards. I've gave it an honest review, honest testing. My review is, I haven't caught but 1 or 2 fish on it. It's decent reel, no man, but it will absolutely launch. Now, it might fly apart tomorrow, but it will launch a bait.
How much is it? Like $50?
120.
I was 120. I didn't know. I see those videos, like those real test videos, and he gets those ones for like $50. I'm like, that's a pretty good alternative to like a Black Max.
If that reel right there was priced at $50, $60, I'd probably buy 3 or 4 of them.
I think they have some rainbow reels like that are cheap, but they're probably not as good as the one you
I
have.
don't know. It's heavy. It'd be if in a 6-to-1, if it would hold up good, it'd be a hell of an A-rig reel.
Oh shoot, yeah.
Um, uh-oh. I heard something happen. I think we got a new subscriber on the channel. Um, let's see. Hold on, I gotta do one thing here. Oh, there we go. Now our alerts will show up. All right, got questions. Got questions. Make sure you guys smash the like button for me and Cole in here. Um, Here's one. I haven't thrown this bait. Curtis Load. What about the Quake suspending lipless crankbait? Have you thrown the suspending lipless?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm throwing it right. I've seen some people smash on it, and I thought it was going to be a killer out here. I keep it keeps coming up to the top on me, and I'm having a hard time. I just don't think I'm fishing. I think it's bait where you just want to like pull it, you just want to
Mm-hmm.
sweep it, pause it. You don't want to like reel it so much. That's the point of it suspending.
Right.
And I don't do that motion enough. I haven't got that dialed in myself. I have like every color of it. I bought all of them because I wanted to use them, and I thought they were going to be great. And I think they are great. I just haven't had success in the retrieve on it yet.
I know a lot of people ask about it, and they're always sold out. So
Yeah.
maybe I need to grab one. I think if you're around grass, it's probably the deal. Like
Yeah.
ripping it out of grass when you pull it, and instead of it fall down the bottom, it just sits there, and old Big just like, oh gosh.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I watched Darren Britt like on a live stream and on Clear Lake throwing it and like waxing like 7, 8 pounders like cast after cast. I'm not sure
yeah.
if he was just a really good spot and he could throw anything he wanted to, or if it was really the deal. But it was awesome to watch. It was convincing enough for me.
We got let's see, some more questions here. What's your favorite buzzbait?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I like that. I'll grab it. I have it up here.
Uh oh.
Also, while we're talking about buzz baits, if anyone's bounty hunt right now, I'll pay good money for it if anyone has it. But anyways, here's my favorite buzz bait. It's a Booyah Counter Strike buzz bait. It's just, these have been out for a long time, and I've just had a lot of success on it. And I like to try out new things and throw a bunch of different buzz baits, but I've had a lot of success with this particular one, and I like this gold color where I fish. And I've thrown it a lot. I also like that new Tackle HD, that worldwide buzzer. That one's pretty good too. It's got a in the the prop hits the head. I like that one a lot. But I always grab this one. It casts good and it's caught a lot of fish. But there's that other Booyah. I talked to you about it a little bit. It's the Bayou Buzz. It has two two blades on it, and it's one of those baits. It was so good, and it's gone, and it's not even on eBay. You can't find it nowhere. I like message on Facebook people. I'm like, yo, do you got this? Like, I don't know if you have to like find an old Booyah Pro that's gonna have some in his closet somewhere, but that's the bait. I love that bait. I had one. I don't know. I lost it like 4 years ago. Snapped off on a cast, and I shouldn't have been throwing it, but it deserves to be fished because it's that awesome. But I guess my favorite buzz bait's extinct.
It always happens that way. Usually, some of our favorite stuff, it's like that. I will reach out and see if I can't find that. I've been looking. I thought a place here locally had them, and I went up there the other day, and they were gone. They actually had the place on the tag where they were, and I said, well, that's been discontinued. And he's like, oh, I didn't know that. I was going to reorder them. I'm like, no, you can't get that no more, so you can take those tags off.
It's been like discontinued for 10 years. You got to find those places that
I know.
got all those dust on them.
That's I did. This was kind of a hole in the wall place, and a lot of the stuff they have is it's either not made or not very popular. Unfortunately, the reason it's not selling because the not popular stuff's junk. And it's not like I walked in. There's old wiggle boards and old head and Excalibur stuff. A lot of the stuff that's still there is like people aren't. Unless I'm wrong, people are just not buying it because it's terrible. But
I went to that store in Shelton's Clothing in
yes.
Alabama. I was like, okay, this is the place. I'm gonna find it. Finally, they had waveworms there. I was like, they got waveworms. They're gonna have that buzzbait, and they're like, nah, dude, we ain't got that buzzbait. I was like, man, I drove 10 hours to get that buzzbait here.
If there's any place that might have it, Mike's Tackle World in Decatur, Illinois may have it. If you'll call and talk to her name's Joanne. I need to go back up there and film another video. I love that place. But
Yeah.
I keep thinking there's got to be more than one Mike's Tackle World in the United States. I mean, there's a lot of shops in Arkansas. At least on my Facebook feed, it looks like there's a ton of tackle shops in Arkansas.
Mm. Yeah, there's the place. There's a place over. I guess it's near like Washita. I haven't been to that shop in a while. That was like the last place that I actually had my eyes on it and bought one there. That was like the one I lost when I bought that place. So maybe if I can figure out what that shop that is. I don't remember what that is because I got it whenever I was younger, probably when I was 15 or so. And I just had it. I have a lot of these baits that I have that are like hard to lose. Like this bait, I probably had it since I was 15 or 13. Right. It's like it's a part of me. It's hard to make it not be my favorite anymore.
Shady Banks wants to know, what is Cole's Topwater setup?
Like my rod and reel setup?
Yeah.
I swap around depending on what I'm throwing. If it's like a big bait, like a little stick, or like a heavier spook type bait, I'll throw it like on a 7 foot, 1 inch, 7 foot 2 inch medium heavy, just normal fast action rod, so I can have that good power to cast it. And I'll throw it with 50-pound braid, and I'll upsize the terminal tackle line because I'm kind of torquing on them. But I haven't had any issues with losing fish. And then sometimes if I'm throwing like really long casts and throwing a bait like that, I might throw like that 7.4, 7.6 crankbait rod, like heavy powered crankbait rod, so you get that big parabolic bend. But usually it's a 7 foot medium heavy, just normal fast action rod, or I'll throw that 7.6 crankbait rod if I'm really trying to make bomb casts. But I don't have any issues with losing fish really on them, but the stiffer rod like that.
Yeah, I'm more of a 6'8", 6'10" on my walking baits guy, but Buzzbaits, and even now, because of the bigger walking baits, I like it something 7'4" to 7'6". I've become a little bit more comfortable with that.
I'm also a little bit taller of a guy too, so I can get away with that, I guess.
Yeah,
as long as I'm not.
You've seen me in person. I'm definitely not a guy that needs a lot of 7'10" rods. We just got a $5 make you holler Old Toad $4.99. Says cheers to you guys. Thank you so much for the donation, Old Toad. Cheers to you, my friend. I'm all out of Mountain Dew, by the way. I totally come unprepared. No Mountain Dew. I'm going to have to run to the store after I get off here because I got to go join my wife and the neighbors in their bonfire. But we're going to keep streaming for a little while. Let's see. What else was I going to... I had some... Oh, yeah. Well, I want to unbox some more of these 6 cents worms because people love... I don't know if you got any ridge worms. Did you get any ridge worms, Cole?
Yeah, dude. That first drop, when they had them, I got a bunch because I didn't know if it was going to be one of those things where they're going to be gone for a while, and it was like primo worming season, so I got a bunch of that, whatever color that was, plum magic or something.
I missed the plum green pumpkin magic thing. Yeah. I would definitely do a bait trade. But I did get this color, which is plum bug. So this is more like plum apple. If to the guys on the stream, the plum apple, you could probably... I forgot, you got my laptop camera. Everybody else has got the webcam, so it really messes me up on here. But I really like... I'm a plum apple guy. I really like that one, so... I gave some of these to my buddy Jake Lawrence. I'm sure you guys have seen him on here, and he sent me 2 or 3 pictures like 3 days later. It's like, yep, they eat it, they smash it. And I'm like, all right, because I don't get to go fishing as much, so a lot of times I get this stuff in. I send it to Jake. He fishes every single day, and he said he caught those fish in Mississippi on this one. And then you got the green pumpkin burst. You got the gold flake. It's not quite as bright and flashy as that green pumpkin juice we were showing earlier. But this has always been a good color, especially the Texas guys. But very natural one. I'll be honest, when this first came out, I wasn't like gung-ho. And like, man, it's like, I don't know about that. So I sent a picture to Matt Allen at Tactical Bass. So I sent him the Divine Shaky Worm and that one right there. And I said, what do you think? And he said, I don't know about the long ribbed one, but I love that ridge worm. He said, that right there is unique. He said, that will catch him. And then I went, okay. If Matt Allen's saying that, then we got something going on. But
Yeah.
just to let guys know, I'm going to do a giveaway on Instagram. That's why I got like 2 packs of every color. Number one, I'll probably throw a little bit of these this fall, but hopefully they'll be back in stock by next summer where I really need them. So I'm going to do a little Instagram giveaway on the ridge worms, give away a pack of every color I got. That'll be coming up probably tomorrow or Monday. But now, the green pumpkin juice in the ridge worm looks really, really good. Let's see if Cole can see that one on my cam.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. The more I mess with it, the more I really like it. I like the fact that if you put a 5/0 hook, it's going right here. If they bite it, they're pretty much getting hooked.
I really like it on a Carolina rig. That tail moves around so crazy.
Are you a Carolina rig guy?
Not really, but that
No,
made me throw it. I put that thing on there because I was like, that thing looks like it'd be a killer on a Carolina rig. If there was one worm to do it, that's the one.
Yep. Also, someone said Nico rig, and I'm not sure if I'd really do much Nico rigging with that.
I feel like that tail might fold over on the hook. Maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. When me and Jake talk about Nico rigging, you gotta be really picky on the Nico rig. You don't want your tail just sitting there when you're pulling it and making a complete U. You want it to be able to flex back up and kind of stand there. You don't want it too floppy. So, V&M does make a similar worm. It's called the Hog Wild or something.
Yeah, that straight wild.
Straight Wild, yeah. And that one never took off around here, but I know a lot of guys like it. I like V&M stuff. It's actually really popular where you live and in Louisiana. But you get above like Tennessee, people just kind of stray away. They have a really good shaky drop shot worm. It's like that V&M needleworm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that. That's a really underrated bait. Let's see here. I think most people in chat are just talking to each other. What's up, Bob Fishnut? So what are the bass doing where you're at, Cole? Are they stuck in the grass, lily pads? Or are they trying to do a little bit of migration right now because of the shad?
I think they're migrating it. I feel like right now I'm in a really hardcore transitional period. It's probably going to last maybe another week because I'd say like 2 weeks ago I was smashing them, and then it's kind of progressively gotten worse. But today I went out and I caught like 6 or 7 fish, but they were shallow. They were like in 10 inches of water. We had some wind. There were some bait fish pushed up really shallow. The fish, I think, corralled them up there because I don't know what they would be doing there anyways. But they were kind of busting on them. I just threw a little swim jig up in there and got them. It was pretty quick. But those are the only fish that I found. And I fished all over the place. But I feel like the fish will start moving around. The shad usually come to my end of the lake this time of year. And like all the ones that were spawned out. So the fish should be right behind them. Usually it's like on a calendar dot, like October 1st. It's on until it gets way too cold.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that day, October 1st. You'll probably see some pics on Instagram, catch some fish, hopefully.
Here's a question. See if you can help me out here. What are some good soft formula plastics for winter other than Kitex?
Soft formula
I
plastics?
guess you want something real soft like that.
Soft like that Dream Shot, like from Strike King, is pretty soft.
I feel like the hand pour stuff's the way to go there. Like, I mean, I throw a Scottsboro swim bait in the winter. I've thrown a Bass Tricks in the winter. They're really soft. Little creeper trash fish. I don't know if you've ever thrown that swim bait. The little creeper stuff's really soft.
Yeah, that's kind of one reason why I didn't buy it. I see a lot of people talking about, gluing it back together and, getting it kind of tore up. It's kind of an issue with a lot of bigger baits like that. If you want the good action, you got to pay the price for it. And in the end of the day, if you catch a 5-pounder on it, I'll pay $20 to catch a 5-pound bass any day.
I'd pay $20 to catch a 3-pounder right now. I'm hurting.
This winter I'm wanting to get into throwing like a bigger swim bait. I've piqued an interest in those Defiant swim baits, those 210s. Yeah. They're $60, but man, if I just catch 8 fish on it, that's that excitement of getting bit on it make me excited.
You know what you need is a burrito. Have you ever seen the burrito baits?
I've seen them on your screen.
Yeah, you need one of the burrito. They make it's called a taquito, and it's built for weedless swim baiting with a beast hook. And and the guy that makes them, he fishes a lot of lakes in Illinois. They're chock full of grass and stuff. And that taquito is like the deal for coming through the grass.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Nathan Todd. Anybody know anything on the new culprit crawls and creature baits? I don't think I've heard anything new from culprit. But dude, though,
The only thing I think is Incredicraw or
yeah,
something.
they say the Incredible Frog is pretty good. The last the
Mm-hmm. I
last
haven't seen.
culprit bait I bought was a lizard. I forgot the name of it, but it looks really, really good.
That's what we need is
Yes,
more
I
good
would agree.
lizards. Yeah, we need good
The,
lizards. Maybe 6 cents can make a lizard or some sort of salamander
yeah,
looking
the
thing.
only problem with the lizard, I feel like it gets thrown a month out of the year.
It needs to get
Yeah, I
thrown all
mean,
the
the
time.
guy I fish with throws a lizard on
That's
a
weird.
Carolina
That's a
rig in
way
the
to
middle
bait.
of the fall and catches them.
Yeah, yeah. I throw a little 4 inch lizard when I'm going wade fishing,
Mm-hmm.
especially, which that's kind of a different. You're throwing different baits out there, but like a 4 inch lizard, if you want to get bit like going wade fishing or just any creek or stream, like that's the bait to throw. Like not a Ned rig, not a little finesse worm, but a 4 inch little lizard. And I even just like forget to do it, but every time I put one on,
We're
I
getting a
seem to
lot of
start catching
questions
them.
here now. A lot of questions for Cole.
Heck yeah.
Cole, have you called any of the marinas around Wapapella Lake or Clearwater Lake north of Poplar Bluff for your buzzbait?
No, I have not. That's kind of out of my range as far as like where I'm at and where I travel around to, and I haven't even thought about that area, but that seems
How
like a
far
place
would
that
you
would have
drive for a dozen of those buzzbaits if the purchase is I can't ship?
man 5 hours maybe
Yeah.
6 hours. I got to think about probably going there and back, and I'd make a day of it.
You know, for the right bait, I'd drive across the country. I'm not going to lie.
But who can't ship? Who can't ship?
But I see people on Facebook posting stuff all the time, and it's rare stuff, and at the end it says, will not ship local only, and I just want to punch my laptop.
Yeah, I guess because
They
it is
want
kind of rare. I
scalpers
mean,
prices, but expect me to get in my truck and drive 8 hours to get it. Not going to happen.
yeah, that's tough. I get kind of scared on Facebook. We used to get scammed on Facebook all the time. We were trying to sell some stuff, like we were moving out of the house, and like people just like
Oh, yeah.
catfishing us left and right, trying to. So I'm like, I'm out. But I have been like swapping and trading fishing reels on Facebook quite a bit recently, and I haven't had any issues.
Yeah, if anybody tells you if you're buying and it says cash at me, just if they don't have PayPal, I don't mess with them. Uh,
They'll be like, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 5 minutes. And it's like, okay. Then it'd be like 3 hours later. They'll be texting me like the whole time for like hours. It's like weird. It's like there's some weird people on
yes,
Facebook.
yes, there is. All right, Blake Hornsby, does Cole throw any bullshad baits? He is from Arkansas, Blake.
I don't have any bull sheds. I never have owned one, but I throw like a hard swim bait, um, like a glide bait. But I've never thrown a bull shed because I don't know. I've just never bought one. I need one, but I've never thrown one, and I'm sure I could catch fish with it.
I meant to tell you, I sent you a mini shizard. Have you
You
played
so
with the mini shizard?
I caught a fish with it. I got it on my pole. I caught a fish with it the day it got in the mail,
Oh,
and my phone was broken at that point. I didn't have a phone for a couple of days, and I was like, dang. And I took a GoPro video. I was like, I was gonna send it to you. Here's some cards. I was really upset about it. I did catch a fish with it, probably
really?
second cast, 3 pounder. And I had one blow up on it a couple of days ago, and I missed him. But that one might have been one of your boxes that had some rust
Yes.
issues. The hooks on it were kind of rusty, but I didn't take them off. I was like, we'll catch a fish with
Yeah,
it.
so
But I did. I'm one for
the
two.
dude that makes
It's
those
awesome.
sent that to me and said, uh, there's not many of these. Tell me how you like it. It's built different than the 7-inch one. Yeah.
There it is.
So that's the mini shizard.
It's
I think they still make it's a 4 or 5 inches what that is, but it's got different action than one I got. I feel like that one rides higher in the water column, and you can almost get your nose up and dart out of the water a little bit.
I can. And it's crazy. I was fishing at subsurface. I was just twitching it, walking. It walks like it's easy to get a cadence with it. with it being a little bit smaller, you can really feel what's going on. So it's like just going back, 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 back. But I didn't see the fish either that I caught. But this one I missed the other day, it was a good one. I don't know how big it was. It could have been a 5 or 6 pounder.
The reason I
He
sent
can't.
you that because I had a feeling you'd smoke a few in the fall on that, working it more like a topwater.
Yeah, it's on my rod. It hasn't come off of it. I've been throwing it a lot.
All right, 420 Bassin says, what are both of yours personal best largemouth, and what lure did you catch them on? You go first, Cole.
Mine's kind of like it's unconfirmed exact weight on this. I'll give you like a confirmed weight. I have a confirmed biggest bass of 7 pounds 6 ounces. Caught it out that I live on, a Strike King Sexy Dog Junior. And then the one I caught that I think is bigger, I caught it on a emo little stick. It was probably closer to 8 pounds and 7.5, but not confirmed on a scale.
Well, if it's unconfirmed, you're supposed to say it was a DD.
No, no, I ain't had none of that action. I don't think I've ever, out of all the fish I've hooked up with, I don't think I've ever had a DD on a line. I don't think I've had anything bigger that I caught ever on the line.
My PB is 9.4 on Barkley Lake, and I caught it on a sweet beaver in like a foot of water.
That's
like
awesome.
It freaked me out when I set the hook. It threw so much water. I thought it was like, shit, I just hooked a catfish.
Or a bowfin or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it come right at me, and I'm reeling real fast, and it comes up and jumps, and my buddy was like, holy shit, is that a bass? And I'm like, yes, get the net. And like he puts the net down, it just swims right in it. As I was flipping, and he puts it in the bottom of the boat. He was like, man, that is not a bass. I said, that is a bass. It's a great big one. And he said, well, get your scale out. And we waited 3 times, and all 3 times it said 9.4. And I said, you know what? If the scale's wrong, I don't care. It's what it says.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. The lake that I fish most of the time, they used to have really big fish in it, back 30 years ago, and they've been doing a lot of stocking of hybrid F1 generation largemouth bass, whatever, and it seemed like it's working because over the years, the size caliber I'm catching tons of 4 and 5 pound fish. Like every time I'm catching a 4 pounder, it might be one, or I might fish all day. I might catch. If you fish all day and the fish are biting, you're probably going to catch 20 pound sack if you just fish, put your head down, and it's great. Like there's so many 4 pound fish, but I'm not getting but only a handful of like 6 pounders out of this lake a year, and I fish it almost every day. But I can go to some of these other lakes that are a little bit closer, and it's kind of different where you catch mainly small ones and you have one big one. But I'm okay with catching 4 pounders all day if I can. One day, maybe 10 years from now, they'll all be 10 pounders. I don't know.
Yeah, I know I've hooked up with one at Lake Fork several years ago. I was with Kelly Jordan, and I hooked one up on a storm swim bait and come off right at the boat. And he was like, that's a 10 pounder. I was like, how do you know that? And he says, I've caught like 30 10 pounders.
100.
I know what a 10 pounder catch. Okay.
That's awesome. That's where I need to go back. I haven't been to Lake Fork since I was, probably 18 or so, and I love it out there. I haven't caught any monsters that big. I was like, I'm at Lake Fork, caught a 6 pounder, feel good about it. But after watching Bassmaster Elite tournaments or MLF pros, I remember watching Jason Christie catch 10 pounder on a frog. I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to go to Lake Fork and throw a frog all day, catch 10 pounder on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Answer a few questions here. That was a good question about the PB. I've answered that before, but hook sets are free. What would you throw first for shallow schooling fish this time of year? Hard swim baits or square bills?
Fluke?
Yeah, I probably would not be throwing a hard bait or square bill for schooling fish up shallow. A soft jerk bait of some kind.
Or topwater, if it's really shallow. Depending on how shallow it is, topwater is going to be muddy, but between the hard swim bait or a crankbait, I throw a crankbait to answer the question.
Yeah, I definitely. I'll show you this. This guy recommended me get.
Just because the hard swim bait's going to have a big old splash and it might spook them. It's kind of harder to cast.
This is a pretty cool deal. Someone suggested this. It's called a Longest Baits Onyx Tail. Being that Tackle Warehouse unboxing video that I've just failed to upload.
That's that thing that you have that one swim bait that has little coming off the head.
I guess it's got a screw-in bladed tail.
Oh.
Oh. It's got a screw-in bladed tail. You see that? That's pretty unique. I like that. Obviously, you can rig it up with the EWG hook if you want to. I have a feeling you could probably take this and even put an underspin on it, and it would just get ridiculous flash. But I almost think that would be doing too much. I'm thinking just EWG, work it like a regular fluke. That would be pretty nasty at schooling fish. That was a good idea. Whoever suggested this on the Tackle Warehouse stream, shout out to you. That was really good.
Yeah, that's cool. Baby.
I like. You know what my ultimate trip would be, and I feel like you would be a good road trip partner, is to actually go to Tackle Warehouse and take a tour of that place.
Shoot, man, that'd be crazy.
Just, I get lost. iCast is pretty cool. Did you ever get a chance to go to an iCast? Obviously, you couldn't this year.
No, I've never been. I've basically been, a nobody in the fishing industry. I'm really not in the fishing industry at all, anyways. But since we made videos, I've never gone to iCast. It used to be like a dream of mine whenever I was a kid, just like go to iCast and look at the cool baits. But I've kind of seen how it ends up being, kind of weird on like things winning first place that shouldn't, or that kind of deal. But it is cool to go see all the cool baits.
What was one bait when you were growing up? What was the one like that you had to have? Like, what's the bait you always flipped out over? Like when I was growing up, I loved flukes, man. Like I would buy every color fluke that I see. Like a new color fluke would come out, I would buy it because I would pond fish with them all the time, fished off the bank, and then once I had a boat and all that, I kind of got away from them. But man, anytime a new fluke come out, I had to have it. Was there one bait that you were like, man, I gotta get every color and all this that just you had to have?
100%. It was the 1.5 square bill Strike King. And the moment it came out, there was nothing available for a long time. You had the RC 1.5, and there was like nothing. I was like, they had the Strike King Series 1,
right?
And that's what I threw out.
A lot of people forget about the Series 1 and square bill.
Like, that was the only one I threw. I mainly threw the 1XS on the lake that I live on because it only dug down to like 2 feet, and I threw the old Spent Scout.
Oh,
so when they came up with 1.5, I was tweaking. I was like pumped about it. I got all the colors, and then as the years go on, they come out with a new color. Like, oh, we got this weird looking, special, live looking pumpkin seed or cool looking shad color, and I had them all. I had every single one of them. Loved them.
I feel like the reason the 1.5 from Strike King took off so well is, number one, Lucky Crafton made the square bill real popular, but people didn't want to pay $20 for a Rick Klein square bill.
That was it, and it was affordable. I'm a kid. I was like, I can't pay $20 for a crankbait. I could pay $20 for 4 crankbaits.
Yeah,
all day.
And so what happened is then the square bill got really popular. It was affordable. Other companies started making them. Then you had like 6.6 come along. They took the same RC 1.5 blank in style. The price was half, but the paint jobs were even better. And unfortunately, it's a lesson learned for some of these Japanese companies. Mm-hmm. If you're charging $20, $21, that's cool. If you got some unique like OSP and some of these, but if you just come out with the same looking square bill and people will catch up, you're going to have to lower your price.
Right. Yeah. It's a shame. It actually like affects the way I shop for baits. There's some Mega Bass baits, and that's like that Mega Bass like Super Z2. Is that what it's called? That little medium diamond crankbait. I think that bait looks so nasty and I think that I could catch some fish with it, but I don't want to pay $20 for just one because I want to have a color scheme, and I'll end up spending $100, $200 getting the whole lineup whenever I could spend that much and get 15 6-cents crankbaits, or like I said, 20 1.5s. Not that you even really need all that, but it's just nice to have a little bit of spread. I mean, just to get 4 crankbaits to cover your bases, you're going to spend $100. And that's kind of crazy.
I have a problem. You have self-control. I don't. There's a big difference.
My bank account's not that
Neither
big,
is mine. I always justify, well, if I don't like it, I can sell it. You're the pro YouTuber. You got like 160,000 subs, bud.
Hey, I still sell, like, I'll go through my tackle boxes. I've got a lot of tackle, and there's a lot of stuff I don't use and stuff that I might have used or stuff that maybe I was gifted or something. I'll just go through it and I'll just list it on my eBay page. And, if there's a bait that I want, like if I want a $20 bait, I'll
Yeah.
sell 4 or 5 of these baits that I don't use, and it's easy. Or I flip rods and reels like crazy all the time. I've always flipped rods and reels, and I always like to have like the same. I have this thing. It's kind of like OCD. I like to have the same brand of like rods or reels for some reason. I just have a hard time like mixing it up, which doesn't make sense. But I went from like having all carrot sticks to all like ducket rods, all Shimano rods, and all everything Dobbins, and now of course I have all these 6 cents rods and always flipping stuff so I
What's
get new stuff.
what's some of your stuff you like to find? What's some good money makers flippers for you? Because I used to do that quite a bit. And if I come across a deal,
I
I'll
don't,
buy it and then I'll resell it. Those old Cronarchs, old Corrados, those are always, usually if you can find the right price, those are always money makers.
yeah. So I don't really go out and like actually buy stuff and flip. I usually just flip the things that I
Right.
already have. I guess I sell stuff. Trade reels. The other day, I guess it's actually been a couple months ago, I traded a Corrado DC. This is like the best trade ever. A Corrado DC for a Shimano Core 50 MG7.
Yeah, that is
It
a badass reel.
it was like some high school kid. He's like, I don't even know if they were his reels or not. I
He
just
just wanted it because it had that weird sound when you throw a
yeah,
DC.
I'm not a fan. I mean, the DC Corrado is a really good reel,
Right.
especially like beginner fishermen. But you're limited on what you can do with it. Honestly, if you're somebody that's proficient at casting, fishes a lot, that's not the reel you need ever. You just need to get like a Corrado K or a Tatula or something that you can mess with the brakes and get it all set so you have more
Hmm.
flexibility. But
Yeah.
anyways, I traded it for that core, and I was like, it's in good condition. It's probably like an 8 out of 10, and it's so light. I never had one. It's a reel that I wanted as a kid. Like no one's gonna get me that, or I'm not gonna save up $400 to get that when I'm a kid. So it's kind of nostalgic, really. I have the reels I use now are reels that I wanted whenever I was a kid. So
Yeah,
that's
that's.
kind of it's kind of fun.
I've got this Pearl Cronarch uh, on this old ass topwater rod, and I'm going to be honest. It casts really good, but I'm starting to. I think I've wore it out a little bit. It's starting to like
It happens.
backlash a little bit on me. Well, I can't even. It's tangled up here, but I've used it so much, and it casts so good. But it's kind of got to where it's starting to like backlash every cast, especially
Yeah,
on long casts.
yeah.
And I'm kind of like, you know what? I need to retire it and put it in like a little shelf because the reels they're making now are so good. There's no reason to have a 20-year-old antique out there, even though it's one of my favorite reels ever.
All right. It's kind of like this guy here. I mean, everyone knows what this is. This is a
Yes,
Corrado 200 Super Free. Like, not I don't
yes,
like the big series. The Super Free is where it's at. Like, this is the old school green Corrado you want,
yeah.
and it works. I think I can get it fixed, but it has like this whine to it, and then it kind of cuts off the cast and squeaks a lot when I'm reeling it.
If you'll
It might,
dip it in the water, it'll work fine.
yeah, it's kind of like an old like '90s model GMC or something. It keeps going, and it may look big and clunky, but it's not. It's awesome, man. If it was working great, I would take my whatever, my Corrado K or Cronarch MGL and put that thing on there instead and throw it, but it's kind of just messing up. And then you can buy $100 cheap reel and it'd be better than it, like a SLX or a Casitas or something.
Someone wants to know what's your eBay page.
The name, I don't have like a lot of stuff listed on it. I just sell stuff on there. I don't have much things selling on it. My name is Cranky Cole, like
Frankie
C R
Cole.
A E Y.
Dennis Klein Brink. Have you seen the Death Adder for Chatterbaits? I can honestly say I haven't.
I've seen that name. I don't remember what it looks like. Is it ribbed, like those bellows gills looking things?
I got the bellows gill.
I saw you
I
had
think
that.
that's what he's talking about. The Death Adder is kind of like a bellows gill, kind of that flat, pancaked out. I don't. What I mean, what do we even put the category of this bellows gill in? Is that a creature bait? Is that a swim bait?
I don't know. Like I'd say like just like ribbed worm. The only ribbed worms that I've really thrown are like the Lake Fork ring fry. It's kind of like ring fry almost, but it's
Yeah, it's
that's cool.
Evidently, they
I,
get bit. A lot of guys have been commenting, dude, this thing's the deal. I like that color, you know what I mean, with purple, but that's just kind of like your standard PB&J. I'd like to see some more like greens, and they have a green chartreuse in this I'd really like. But
yeah.
what was that? If you ever get some, they stink. I need to talk. I want to talk about your baits. I see behind you. Do you have some working class zero citizens?
I do. I got, they had that bait drop tonight for those new
I
colors.
know I missed it.
Uh,
I took a nap before our live stream. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty worn out.
shoot. Yeah, I got that's the Citizen 6. I've got it. I caught a couple of fish on it. It just sits up there. I like it. I don't have that hard time casting it. It kind of doesn't feel super aerodynamic whenever I cast it.
Right.
But I like it, and it's a cool bait to have. I sat there and stared at my email list until it was like buy, and I got it, and then they were sold out 5 seconds later.
Yeah, I've got the 6, and of course mine's like the purple shad or whatever it is.
I want that battle shad. I want the one with the head case, but it's another one of those things. It's like,
$70.
don't want to spend $80. Yeah, 80, 70, $80 on that thing with the head case. I think I'm not scared to fish and like break it off on a cast or nothing. If I get hung up, I'll go get it.
Right.
I'm that guy. I'll go get my stuff if I can.
Yeah, for the most part, those citizens hold up pretty good. Now I've seen some guys say that obviously they're fishing where pike and stuff are, where it makes a big difference. I mean, we got Grinnell bowfin. I know you do too, but they will absolutely kill a spinnerbait though. If you ever
I did get chain pickerel on that Citizen. I was fishing. There's a lake that I fish. It's like my big. I call it my big swim bait lake because it's a bait that it's like a lake that it's like perfect for throwing that kind of deep, like grass flat, and it's just like perfect for throwing it. And first thing I caught was a chain pickerel, and I was scared. I was like, "Uh-oh, bait's done," but it didn't tear up.
Here's a good question from Victor Xavier. What's up, Victor? What is your favorite old school bait that was a game changer when it came out? Mine is the Sluggo.
Mine is the Series 5 XD or X Series 5. Series 5. For me, that was for me. Actually, I'm gonna take that back.
Oh.
I'm gonna go back to my mic. Actually,
take back.
I'm actually a kid. We'll go like 2005. A Z-Man Chatterbait that came out. And, I go to Walmart. That's where I got all my baits, basically. Our Walmart was lit back then. Like, I'd get baits off the shelf, and I'd hide them, stash them until I could, come back and buy them. And, but I got not Jackhammer. I always say Jackhammer, but just a regular Z-Man Chatterbait. And that was the deal. I mean, that's one of the other first baits I learned how to use whenever I was a kid. And just always threw. They had a mini little chatter frog.
I got one of those. I love the chatter frog.
Yeah, they had a smaller one, and it was like a little bit heavier. It was like 3/16 of an ounce, and so it wasn't like a mini chatterbait. And I threw that thing until, it completely fell apart. But that was a game changer for me because I didn't really like throwing a spinnerbait, and I wanted something I could just throw and reel and like rip through grass. And that was something I was kind of figuring out on my own because it was kind of like the turn of like the fishing industry about that time when the new Elite Series was born, and I was getting old enough to get into that kind of stuff. So it was one of the baits that I learned how to use on my own and could catch fish with. So it was a game changer for me. I was like, dude, this thing is awesome. Because before then, it was basically throwing a wave worm or a yum dinger was what I was throwing to catch fish. And so I was like, dude, I can catch them on this. I can catch them on anything.
I'll tell you mine, and this is going to sound really boring, but dude, the Sweet Beaver, when it first came out,
yeah,
is unreal. And I didn't throw it for like a year. And the first time I went flipping with that thing, green goby color, that was my color. It's basically a green pumpkin magic.
I like green goby because I had a swim bait in that color, the little tiny little swim bait in that color.
And they freaking smashed it. And like they were eating it so good, I called my fishing partner, and he's a deep water guy. I said, dude, you need to go flipping with me. He said, well, is it worth it? I said, dude, we can catch 20 pounds, no problem. And he said, I tell you what, I'm going to take off work and you take me. So I took him. And in the first 20 minutes, I'd had like 23, 24 pounds. And he was just in the back of the boat and said, what the hell are you throwing? And I threw one of those green goby beavers. I still kicked his butt all day because I was in the front of the boat. But I made him a believer. And the next day, he called me and said, I bought 20 packs of them things. I said, what color? He said, every color. I bought,
Mm-hmm.
5. He said, but I said, I couldn't find all that goby color. I said, well, that's because I bought them all. But they
Yeah,
changed that green goby color. It used to be real dark, and the new ones are more brown, and I don't like those. I need to find the old ones.
yeah, yeah. I remember the first time I saw a sweet beaver. I think I was at a Bassmaster Elite tournament on the Arkansas River. It's probably like 2006, 2007,
Mm-hmm.
and they had them there at a booth, and they had them all there, and they had they had that hot chick on the front cover, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh hey yo, I was about 12, 13, so I was like, what are these? And they're like, these are sweet beavers. I was like, okay, which one do you get? And the guy told me to get the hematoma color, black.
Yeah.
They're like black and blue. And I still have that. I still have one of those packs. I have a drawer of baits, like soft plastics, and here's hundreds of soft plastics in there. But I've always kept that right. I don't make that packaging anymore, and that's another one of those things that's kind of nostalgic to me. I need to like laminate it and hang it up or something.
You know what? That's a good idea. That'd be a cool thing to do, like shadow box some all the old packaging. Like I do have some old school Reaction Innovations packaging, but they've changed packaging again.
Yeah,
Um, so
it's
it'd be
not
cool to
flash.
do that. Yeah, you could do that with several different brands, though. Uh, Maybe have a big shadow box like the evolution of Reaction
Yeah.
Innovations.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, especially it's not too late to get that stuff because it wasn't that long ago when they had that
No.
wrapping. But 10 years from now, you'd be like, dang, that was hard to get. It's hard to think about, but if you
Well, I'll be
had it, it's
honest.
cool.
That old packaging, if you're like had it in your boat or something and it got wet or something like that or
Right.
greasy, it would
Look,
really it'd peel. It was nasty.
yeah, that's how my wave worms. Like when I order or find like wave worms and I get some, like the thing is like all ripped up. Like there's like 3 ply. It's like weird. It's nasty. It's horrible. I end up taking them out to Ziploc.
Tom Milk says Cody. This was totally different. All right, Brian Colsack wants to know, Cole, what are your top flat side cranks for the fall?
Top flat sides flat that Crush 75X flat from 6 cents is awesome. Again, it's easy to get. I think they're in stock on the site and
Yeah,
in stock at the Tackle Warehouse. They're easy to get. I've never really been a balsa guy. I never got into it. It just wasn't something that I did. And
dude,
maybe
Arkansas is like prime balsa crankbait country too,
yeah, I just like things like cast good
right?
mainly. But I also like that Jackal Bling. That's the only other flat side I throw basically.
Now you're talking, buddy.
Yeah, I throw
I
those
hope
two.
you've got a good stash of those, because
I've got three. I've got three of them.
that's two more than me.
Hey,
But man, they go for stupid prices now.
man, I need to sell them and buy some baits then. I'm
Yeah,
not too attached to them.
but they're such a
But
good bait, Dad. I don't know if that's one of those baits where I like to find and keep
mhm.
because they're really, really good. And I'm like, oh man, I could flip. If I find them, like, oh, I can make money. And then I'm like, no, they're too good.
Yeah, I really like Jackal stuff. I mean, they
I do
make a
too.
lot of good things.
Outdoors Geek says Reaction Innovations Pocket Rocket's a good bait. That's a very underrated bait.
That's a good bait. That's a good bait. I worked at Academy for like a year. I guess maybe like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and they had a bunch of them there, and they put them on clearance for like $1.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, they were Academy does those stupid cheap deals
I
sometimes. Where
know.
they'd be like 40 cents for some things, but they had them all for like $1. And I got a few. They didn't have like the colors I really wanted, and I already had some, but it's a good bait. It's heavy and it has good action on it.
Dude, I'm just gonna be. Academy's my favorite big box store.
Yeah,
Like,
I went there the other day and they had a bin and I got this like big thing of Nico hooks from Mustad. It was like it had price like $20 and I got it for like $3 on sale. I was
they
like,
had.
sweet.
Okay, so that's a legit deal because they had that at my local academy, and they had this huge thing of Nico hooks, and they had it real cheap, and I didn't know if somebody was playing
Yeah,
a
right
joke
here.
on me. Yeah, that's it. It's the Titan Nico hook or something like that.
That's a good deal. There's like 60 hooks in there and tungsten
For
weights.
$3, I'll try it. There's no doubt.
Yeah, 350. I got them.
I'm gonna go back. All right.
It'll make me
I
get some
hate to
more.
do this, but my laptop battery is going dead.
Plug it up.
Let's see. We've been on here an hour and 24 minutes. I'll have to go get it. My wife is like sending me bat signals from the neighbor's yard, like, you need to come over here, because my kids are over there. So I'm probably going to call it a stream. Is that cool with you, Cole? Or do you want to keep going?
Yeah. Hey, whatever you got to do, You're
I've
good.
got to do some family stuff. Um, I want to get you back on again. We haven't had the giant numbers of viewers that I usually have. We usually have 500-600 people in here.
I tried to herd some people over from our channel, and I guess it didn't
I
work that good. Our views have
so
been weird. Our views
here's
have been
what's been
weird. Like,
happening on my channel. I'll gain like 30 subs in a day, and then the next day I'm down 50. I don't know what's going on.
we went through a funk like that in January. It was so strange. Like at the end of the month, like this had never happened. I mean, we're used to
Mm-hmm.
growing consistent, whether it's 30 or 50 or 100 a day, and we lost like 200 subs in a month. I was like, we're like making videos. It's like really discouraging. I was like, wow, this is really weird. It's tough.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been like 200 subs away from 15,000 for like 3 weeks, and every time I get closer, it's like it takes them away. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I want to do my thing regardless. We just got a $10 donation from Bill Morgan, Vol for
Yeah.
Life, my great buddy from one of my Tennessee message boards. I have an alternate life. I live on those. But says, "What's up, bait man? This time next week will be football time in Tennessee. Let's get these water temperatures down and get these smallies. How accurate do you think Jarrett Guantanamo would be at casting?" Well, if Tennessee's quarterback was in a casting kids contest, I would not put any money on him. I'll put it that way. I don't think he could hit the target. Um, I don't know if you're a football fan, Cole. I take it you're probably not a huge sports guy.
No,
Oh,
I'm a
really?
huge sports guy.
Maybe that's because I
Yeah.
don't see
So
you go
I
crazy
kind of
on Facebook like all my other friends.
right. So I'm basically a Major League Baseball guy. That's
Right?
like my heart and soul, like my bread and butter. Like I watch baseball game. I watch an MLB game a day. Like I watch every day. And whenever I'm not watching a game, I'm watching highlights, watching MLB Network. That's all I watch. I don't keep up with college football as much as I did when I was younger. I used to. When the Razorbacks are
When
good,
they
I follow
had
the
D-Mac.
Razorbacks. Whenever I was in yeah, whenever I was in college, I'm rooting for the Red Wolves, hardcore, Sun Belt, Fun
Right?
Belt, getting it done. That was fun. We were a good team, and NFL, NBA, I'll keep up with it if I get into it. This year has been such a weird year across
Yeah.
all sports, and I think it's going to continue being weird. I just now got used to there being no fans in a baseball game, which I don't. That doesn't really bother me. You just have to pick good
I
commentators.
think some
But
of us YouTubers ought to get together and buy each other cardboard cutouts to put at an MLB game.
that'd be so
Yeah.
funny. Hey, I don't want anything. I was watching a Red Sox game last night. If we were streaming last night, I'd been an upset fellow. The Red Sox are horrible this year, but that game, it was like the longest game of the year. It was like 5.5 hours long, and they ended up losing. I was like, man, they're about to lose. They had a 4-run lead, like in the eighth inning, and lost it. I was like, forget you. It's
I was
horrible.
so into baseball because I played it for a long time, and then I quit right at my junior year in high school because I wanted to fish all the time. Um, I played center
Yeah.
and second base, and I could play short if I had to. Um, I loved playing center field. Actually, I liked it. I was probably better at second base, but I loved chasing down. I wanted a guy to hit a ball where he thought it was impossible for me to catch because I could run and
Yeah.
dive, and I would. I got a friend. He just lives right behind me too, and he always says, "Man, Baxter, I'll never forget that time when we were playing against you in baseball and hit what I thought was a perfect, going to be a double, triple, and all of a sudden I seen your short tail just jump and lay out and catch that thing." He said, "I never been so mad in my life."
Yeah.
He said everyone
Yeah.
was
That's
already
a good
jumping
feeling.
up and down, and I made this big hit. Next thing you know, you've snagged it. And if I remember right, I threw the guy at
And
second
we,
out because he just went ahead and no way there was this guy gonna catch this ball.
yeah, that's awesome. I pitched and played outfield, and it was fun to lay out and catch a ball, but I feel like I got more of euphoria from striking somebody out. It was fun. I liked pitching a lot. And it'd be fun to get YouTubers together, and play like a not celebrity, but I guess YouTube
Yeah,
softball
that'd be
game. I think
awesome.
that'd be fun. I know Milliken played
Yeah, he was
baseball.
pretty good too.
I haven't talked to him a whole lot, but just
We
people
should
that
do
want
it.
to play and
We should really
go
do
do
a
it.
dodgeball, and it'd be everybody else versus
Good
the
too.
Googans.
Dude, that's the reason why we need some more viewers. We got to talk about
I know.
Googans in
I'm trying
here.
not to do it tonight. Dustin Taylor says Bateman
Yeah.
has to play short because he can't play tall. Okay, that's a good one. I'll
Okay.
take that. I can laugh about that. So, all right, Jonah Lawrence says, "You guys rock. What about a Strike King Series 3? I prefer the Series 3 over the 3XD. I
Yeah,
think
for sure, for sure. I've got some of those older ones, like when they first came
yeah,
out. I guess around the first time they came out. Yeah, I like that bait a lot. I don't throw it anymore,
yeah.
really, but I like it a
I'm not
lot.
going to
I
say
used
it hunts, but it has a
no,
little bit more ass kick in the back of it than a
yeah,
regular 3XD.
yeah,
That's a
yeah. There's so many.
really good bait, Series 3.
Yeah, there's. It's like one of those baits that just kind of gets lost in all the baits that are around. Like, in the early days of getting on Tackle Warehouse, you could find stuff, but now you got so many things everywhere. It's hard to
Oh
keep
no,
up with baits.
I think Bait Man
Unfortunately.
Junior's got a Series 3 in here. Let me look in here and see what he had. I thought I bought him a Series 3, or he wanted one. No, he's been doing is taking my 6 cents baits out of the package and like sitting them around like he's gonna take photos. But I got one somewhere. But all right,
I got a box.
I'm gonna go get my laptop charger. I'll be right
Hey,
back.
look at you! Look at
My
you!
wife's
I got
gonna
my
be
laptop.
really mad.
I'm gonna try to find some Strike King Series 3s. Got a box here. I have this little bit I want to pull out for when he gets back. Where are those Series 3s at? Probably in here. I think I found one, guy.
Oh my god. Holy.
Hey, what's going on? You okay?
Dude, I just come out of my house.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the spider from Arachnophobia was right here on my car porch entering the bait room. And I gave it to John Goodman. Like, it scared me. It was that big. So I had to step on it.
I got some baits out here that are. I got a Strike King Series 3. I'm trying to get this one other bait unhung because it's standing out to me. I feel like it needs to be seen. It's like my secret. It's like one of my prized possession baits that I won't throw. It's like a bait that I won't throw anymore. It's kind of on the same topic, I guess. Here's that Series 3. I throw this one. I would still throw this one.
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot.
dude, that smashes. That's one of the best ones.
It's like that bright. I didn't see this one very often. I have another one that's kind of a muted version of that. It's kind of like the color of your sweatshirt
Yeah,
right now.
like a peach color.
And I have that one and I have this one. And they're ones I just didn't ever see. And I've caught a lot of fish with this one. But it's the only one I have. I'm kind of scared to throw it. And it's one of those things I'd like to just keep. I don't have a lot of baits like that.
Right.
And this is the other bait, since I have that red one. But I have this one, the red eye shad. And the only way you could get that one at the time, or maybe even still, was there was that KVD secret crankbait kit you can Pro Shops. I have like all those baits still. I was scared to throw them, but I was like, dude, that thing is so cool. I remember like trading like 10 baits to my buddy so I can get his. So I had two, but I lost that one. It's got like green flake on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a chili crawl, but not as much.
Yeah, it just has like the little backwards crawl little patterns on it.
Let's see. Bait Man, I have a topic. Old bait versus replacement. That's a good. That might be a good show. What's better, the new or the old?
Yeah.
Rock crawler versus wiggle water. I'm going rock crawler all day, but
I am too. Rock crawlers money.
The Curve 50. A lot of guys say, "Hey, Curve 55 or the rock crawler." They're actually two different style baits. Rock crawler's more of a dig in the bottom hunting, whereas a Curve is more of a tick the bottom S action.
Yeah, they're different. The Curve doesn't get down as far. If they make a deeper version, they might be kind of more similar categorized. But rock crawler is completely different.
Yeah, Curve's better in that 4 to 6. Yeah, I feel the Curve's better in like the 5 to 6, 7 foot of water, whereas rock crawler's great in that 8 to 12 foot range.
100%.
Let's see. I just bought some Strike King Series 3, 5 colors. What are your colors for fall? Lavender shad. They make a lavender sexy shad in the Series 3. A lot of people don't know that. It's a really good one.
Blueback herring.
Yep.
and there's sexy.
Green tomato is really good. I know it's fall, but they eat that color all year round. It's like that.
Yes, I have a series one in that color, and I love that bait. It's another one. I feel like the baits that I have that are like untouchables for me to throw now because they're hard. I mean, that one maybe you can still get, but they're all those old Strike King.
Yeah,
baits.
man. I think there's a.
I'm not as attached to them now. It's just like the older Strike King I'm attached to.
Listen to this. Jesse Osborne says the curve finesse is killing it for me today on Kentucky Lake. You guys need to get them. I got some. I mean, and if he's killing them on Kentucky Lake, I should tie one on, bud. You let me know what you let me know, Jesse. Yeah, I'm gonna tie one on the 6 cents bait. It should be like that. Strike King would like that. I just spent. Listen, I've been working on this intro for this TV show with Mark Menendez. I've been on 7 hours today, but it's freaking. I'm gonna upload it to Facebook, Instagram when I'm done with it because someone's gonna go, holy smokes, like. And they're going to go, why the hell don't you edit like that for your channel? I'm going to say, dude, when you do it. When I'm doing TV show stuff, the last thing I want to do is spend another 12 hours on my own videos. So.
Right. Do you throw any of Menendez Strike King colors? I like the Rock Star.
That's the one that a lot of people don't like. I like it. I like it.
Like
it's
that
different.
One? Herbal Bank. And Blessing
Sparkle. Yeah, it's actually a really good one. My deal is Boonegill. That one for slays, man.
Oh yeah. I guess it's kind of root beer.
It's a purple root beer.
It's nice.
What it is. And then a pineapple smash.
Yeah. That one's super bright.
That's a great overcast day fall smallmouth color for sure. Let's see. Are the wood post RC flat sides any good? That's really what made Post famous. A lot of people think it was the deep divers, but the RC was the Rick Klein flat side, the RC2, RC3 Pose. That's what made them really famous. Obviously, they caught fish. I don't throw them, but what happened with LaRue salt crawls? I think they just got boring, so people didn't. You know what I mean? It's like the most boring crawl out there.
Yeah, sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah. But, I mean, guys still love them. And they catch fish, but it is definitely the most boring crawl out there.
I feel like that's about the closest thing you're going to get to like a pork frog trailer. If you're going to get a plastic thing,
right.
You're just going to cut the head off that thing, and it's going to be the closest thing to that.
That or get some Max scent. But I don't... The Berkeley Max scent, they don't really have a really good crawl, you know.
They don't. They have that meaty chunk if you want like a chunky thing.
Yeah, I've used that before.
A Creature Hog, I put that on the back. I love Max scent, by the way. Speaking of Max scent, I messed up on Max scent. I was going to talk about flipping stuff earlier. They had a big shipment of flatworms earlier in the spring, and I was like, yo, I have a little bit of money. I should invest and buy a bunch of flatworms, and I should sell them once the northern swing comes around because they're going to be gone like they were last year.
Yeah.
And I'm on eBay now, and it's like $50 for 2 packs of flatworms.
So Tackle Warehouse got a shipment in, and a friend of mine in Florida texted me and said, it basically said, "What's wrong with me? I just spent $1,400 on flatworms on Tackle Warehouse." I said, "What?" And he said, "I bought at least 6 colors completely out." I said, "What are you going to do with those?" And he said, "To eBay they will go."
Yes. Let me know how he does, so I can like live vicariously through him, because he just made about $12,000.
My question is, what if next week they get their second shipment in, and they got 10 times as many as they did in this first shipment?
You know, people are going to keep smashing them, so you just keep them until they sell out, and then you got them. Then you're popular again.
Or Berkeley's going to do what most manufacturers do in the times they'll overproduce. And then next year, they're going to buy spy baits. And people are going to be pissed that they spent all this money on Berkeley flatworms.
Yeah. They're going to buy that Berkeley spy.
Yeah.
But they have, the thing is, they have that Berkeley that hitworm. It looks so similar. I know it's a different bait. It's a different bait because it doesn't have a flat belly. But still, I'm sure if it's the Max scent doing it to the smallmouth, they're going to eat that bait.
I think it's the Max scent, not just the worm profile.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. You know, that last battle on Maxon was one on that Strike King Z2, which is that other player. It's either a Z2, you know, fluke bait, or it's Maxon now. It seems like on those smallmouth tournaments.
Right.
Which that Z2 is kind of underrated, I guess, because you know not everyone's throwing it. I know Jordan Lee used to throw it,
Mm-hmm.
and Wilder was throwing it.
I like the baby Z2.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not that big a fan of Elastec in general.
Me either.
Stuff.
Because I'll throw it in a bag with some other stuff on accident, and you ruin everything.
Or I'll skin hook it.
Yeah. Let's see. William lost his Klon lied and said he wanted one on Truman at RC3, used a Bossa V3. I don't know about that tournament. My hot take on this is someone was talking on Facebook about the greatest of all time and talked about, well, Rick Klun's the greatest because he's never sold out or done this or that. And I replied, that MFer put his name on Lucky Craft crankbaits and he had nothing to do with Lucky Craft. He just, they wanted to buy his name on a bait that my buddy Mike Otten designed, and it's bogus. All these fishermen are sell out. I'm not gonna lie, Cole. If MaxiPad said we'll sponsor your channel, we'll give you $100,000 a year, you'll see me promote MaxiPads. I mean,
yeah, shirtless.
Yeah, the best protection you can get on a rainy day. But
or you can use it for like a camera lens cleaner
absolutely.
or something. Man, like, I use these lenses in my camera. Man, one of these days, man, we'll have somebody reach out to us and
you know
give
what's
us a big
crazy
deal.
is like their content's very watchable for a lot of people. It's not like your audience is just fishermen. You've got this nature thing going where Baitman Jr. and Bait Girl, they watch. Like, I'm like, oh, Cole and Jay upload a new video. And they're like, oh, we want to watch. They want to see y'all mess with turtles and snakes and all that stuff. And Neely, she when she's seen the spider crawl on you, and then she's like, oh, a spider, you know. I don't like spiders, but
Yeah.
it's crazy, though, that I don't know if it's because your niche is so broad that and a lot of other companies outside of fishing haven't reached out until you hit another point. Because you're not like just a fishing channel or just a herping channel. You're a little bit of everything. Kind of got the blog thing going. But I think you're going to keep growing. I think you're going to get that 250K, 300 mark pretty soon, and people are going to be like, you know, I remember this guy.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, we've been growing, which is good. I mean, that's exciting. It's like last year, the growth like last summer compared to this summer is completely different. Like last really exponential. We had a couple of videos, went viral, and that's kind of like I feel like the key to success on YouTube. Really, is a couple of videos that you can that blow up, by luck, or you make something good. Like we don't want to clickbait something and make something stupid, like a Walmart fishing challenge or something dumb to get views. You want it to be genuine, and you just gotta get lucky. And if you get that and you can ride with that, it's good. But lately, it seemed like the views have been, or like just people have been wanting to watch more fishing content in general. Like in the past, it was like we want to watch you go catch snakes. So it's like that audience wants to catch snakes, catch bugs, do that kind of thing. So we're doing that a lot and just fishing, on our own time for fun, not making vids. But now it's more make fishing videos, and specifically now it's weird. People like not bass fishing so much. They like random fishing, like catching catfish on a limb line or catching bowfins.
Dude, limb lining kicks ass.
People like limb lining. Not a lot of people do it. It's something I've done my whole life, and I mean it's not super crazy to go out there and go set some lines and catch catfish like for me, but for a lot of people that are experiencing it, it's exciting because you know what you're going to get. There's the idea of catching a giant catfish, and I feel like that kind of lures viewers in and keeps them watching. It's not YouTube all the time.
I need to do a stink bait smell challenge first to not throw up. I always felt like that would be one that get a lot of views. If you could get 4 people and put a bunch of stink bait out, the first one to not throw up wins.
Yeah, loser has to eat one. Yeah, loser has to eat one or something.
Ugh.
You get a whole Maxent worm. Because I'd put a big old thing of Maxent in your face and smell it. Stick your nose in gold juice.
Go order some geek crack stuff. You'll be like, whoa, it smells like a soiled diaper.
I used to get that way on gambler stuff too. I'd get a gambler pack or a Lake Fork pack, all that garlic. It was so much garlic. I was like, oh my gosh, I smell like a skunk. It's never gonna get off of me.
Someone said G-Man pushes dude wipes. People push products. Dude, I bought some dude wipes. They had them at my local Walmart, And I got home and they were dry as hell. I was like, this is dude sandpaper. This ain't dude white. It was a
Dang.
bad feeling. I was excited. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna open my dude wipes. I'm like, what the hell? It's just like sandpaper. It's so dry. Someone must have poked a
Dang, dude,
hole in
I'm
the
sticking
bag.
to socks. Forget that. Bring some extra socks.
James Barron. Clun did a video talking about how he had Lucky Craft build the bait because it couldn't be built properly here. Yeah, I'll be honest. Rick Clun's full of shit on the RC 1.5 and 2.5. I can get the prototype blanks that had Mike Otten's name on them, where Mike Otten was designing them. I'm pretty sure he kept those. Clun had nothing to do with that. He's been smoking too much pot, so him and Randy Blockett sitting in a tree. But anyway,
Throwing trickster spinner baits.
yeah, pretty much with no depth finders. That's my rant for the day. But anyway, what else you got behind you there? That 6 cents. I see some Vega frogs. What else is on that wall, Cole? You got anything cool back there?
I've got, well, for swim baits, I got like that Beast Coast Creep 6.5.
That's a good bait. I got some of them.
I like that one. Like 6 cents goes. I have everything back there. 6 cents. Look for something that's a little bit more interesting. I've got a snake lure for all like the gimmicky, like Savage Gear crap. Snake lure is the deal.
Really?
You want to throw something
I
stupid?
pull it off here. I gotta see it.
Snake lure is the deal.
Really?
Not gonna lie. Yes, dude. It looks so awesome in the water.
Have you caught fish on it?
Yes. Yes. Dude, you didn't watch my vid.
I guess I haven't
Smacking
seen it.
them with snake lure, bro. So that thing, it's a weight bait, and it's got all these hinges on it, and it swims, dude, in the water. Just looks just like a snake or a worm. I was fishing it in a ditch, and we were catching spots with it, hardcore.
Really?
Awesome. Like if you got a place where you have some aggressive fish and might be eating a snake. I don't even know if they even think it's a snake. I might think it's a worm, but just a white belly. That's the one. Like forget the duck or the bat or like random like bullcrap. I think the rat's okay. I don't know. I don't really throw rat baits, but the snake, I'm all about the snake.
I'm gonna order one then.
I think this is the 8-inch. I think they have a 10-inch. Might be a 10-inch and 12-inch or 8-inch and 10-inch. But I think you could throw this bait anywhere and catch fish if you got a topwater bite going, or if you just want to have some fun. Like if you were gonna make a video just dedicated to like a random weird bait, and you're like afraid you're not gonna catch anything, like don't be afraid. You'll catch fish with this one.
I like the concept of that.
I got the spider up here too. I got all those baits just in case I want to make video with it. But the spider sucks. Well, this little one.
You know what? I want to prank my wife with that spider. I don't care nothing about fishing with it.
Like the action on the legs is crazy. I caught some fish with it, but it's so wimpy. Like all the fish I caught, they like pull the legs out. And it could just be for the smaller one,
Right.
And it kind of goes underwater. I want it to be on top of the water. Like, if you throw it on a mat, it's probably really good because those legs do like wiggle. It's crazy, but I said it sucked kind of hardcore. It doesn't suck that bad, but the legs do get ripped off out of a fish. But I have caught fish with it, and I've seen people catch fish with it. So I would kind of be wary of the spider.
I made a video about the Savage Gear duck, and they ripped my ass in the comment section. Because I said they come to iCache and market it as a bass lure, and so I messed with it, and it was just terrible. And so I told the truth. I said, this is not a good lure for bass. And they ripped me. Oh, well, this is actually a musky lure. I'm like, that's not how you marketed it, you know.
Yeah. He didn't say it's for pike. I watched that video, that guy catching the pike on it, like in his kayak. But that shit is heck. Yeah. I was so pumped.
Dude, they make good videos. Their videos are good, man. They make some good stuff. I like a lot of Savage Gear stuff. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Also, I was just trying to get views on YouTube. I knew if I put a review up of that bait real quick that, you know, whether I liked it or not, I'd get a lot of views, and it did.
Every time it seems like I try to make a video to get views, like try to get thirsty for views, just trying to do something. And I'm like, man, this is gonna get views. It never does, never does. So I just quit that mindset. I'm just gonna just go fishing,
post whatever I want to post.
Post what I want to post, and ride with it. Unless really not. I have an idea now of kind of things that don't get views. Like a video, if it's just me in there, which that happens sometimes, just because. Especially now, Jay's pregnant and not feeling well some days, or it's just easy for me to go out and go fishing because I go fishing every day, strapped up. May not be making a video.
So is this your full-time job now?
Yeah. So we've been doing this full time since the beginning of the
Dude, that's
year.
awesome.
I quit my job. I quit my job to do it. Now, of course, we're definitely not living the the lavish, luxurious YouTubers that people may have the impression
Right,
on. Uh, and it may just be partly on our fault. Maybe we're not doing everything right because we're basically just like making our income off of ad
right.
revenue, not doing merch or sponsored deals
Dude, you got to
hardly.
get
We
some
get like
merch
a little
going,
cut.
man.
We have some stuff on our Teespring site, but it's like crappy. Like Casey's reached out and said that they can do merch probably with
I
us,
think I'm going to
probably
try
like
to get with Casey because I've had too much trouble doing merch on these print to shop. You know, that like Teespring, they print to order, and for the most part, but they're good. But twice I've had this store up and they've deleted my store because well, you didn't get an order in a month. But then the month before I had like
yeah.
15 orders, so I hate to invest the money and keep in my own stock. It sucks, but dude, the 6 cent shirts are legit. This Waterland hoodie is the most comfortable hoodie I've worn in a long time. The
Yeah.
way it's cut, like I don't know if you
Yes.
can see the bottom of this, but
Is
they
it kind
cut
of like
this.
fish dry material or is it
It's
cotton?
not fish
Is it
dry.
like
It's
polyester?
cotton, man. But it's not that where it feels like you're wearing one of the BVD hoodies that are like make you feel like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man off Ghostbusters. This one's just it kind of reminds me of like wearing an old like blanket or something. It
That's nice. I like that 6 cents, like this that black 6 cents hoodie. It's like mostly polyester.
yes,
It's not super warm, but it's nice, like midweight.
yes,
I love that. I wear it. Jay will get on me. She's like, "You've worn that hoodie like 10 days in a row." I'm like, "I love it. Let me wear it."
yes.
You don't smell that fishy yet.
Yeah. All right.
That's
My
fun.
wife has just texted me and basically said, "I'm disowning you. You need to get over your kids are asking for us." So, dude, we've been on for almost 2 hours, Cole.
And there we go.
I'm ready for you to come
That's
back
good.
again.
Hey, we got we. I feel like we barely scratched the surface on ideas that we could talk about as far as baits. You didn't even dig into your stuff that much. Of course, we see it often
I
each
know.
week.
I'm like trying to figure out what you got that I don't.
Oh, just back there, it's probably all the normal stuff. I just basically have just 6 cents, power bait, and about
I
it.
feel like
About my right
I didn't know
plastics.
Jay was going to get knocked up, and I feel like that's going to speed up the. I need to come down there and go fishing with you a whole lot quicker than wait till. I can't
Yes.
wait to next year because baby be here.
Yeah, I mean, like we're down. Of course, like COVID's kind of jacked us up as far as traveling, kind of messed
We
up a lot
got
of our
really
traveling
lucky to meet
plans.
up
She's
at the
kind of
Bassmaster Classic.
yeah, that Bassmaster Classic thing like a bit allowed for anybody to do. But yeah, definitely want to come down, come fish, come hang out. I'm wanting to make a trip like fish below some of those dams, like Wilson Lake Dam, Pickwick Dam. Might have to
Dude,
come like bum your couch or something because I want to go do some below there and catch the smallmouth.
March is the deal. Pickwick, Wilson's about 2.5 hours from my house, but you can go
It's
below
like
Barkley or Kentucky Dam.
any of them are good. I'm down with any of them. My dad was at Wilson. He sent me a video. It was like this time of year last year. He was just videoing it. It looks like some of the dams we fish here. And he's just like the whole thing is just fish schooling all day. Like he was there 2 days and they were schooling all day, both days. It's just smallmouth swimming everywhere, striper. And I was like, I'm about to drive. It's only 5 hours from me.
Might have to get my buddy Jake to take us on his big Trident.
Yeah, I
He
want to fish
likes
below the
doing
dam.
that. Yeah, below the dam. So, all right, guys, if you haven't, make sure you give Cole and his wife Jay a sub. Their channel is real easy. Cole and Jay fish, catch and cooks. They made some of the best looking bullfrogs, frog legs I've ever seen. I love frog legs.
I'll bring some down. Down.
And just great people, salt of the earth people. I'm glad he joined on the stream. We just talked about everything. So I'll make a thumbnail later tonight or some night and put on here. And thank you guys again for joining. Cole, I appreciate it. I have got to go be with my family or I won't have one.
Yeah, don't lose the fan, man.
You will know how it is once that little one comes in the world, my friend.
Yeah. This room is actually the baby's room, so we got to figure out what to do with all this tackle.
Well, I got a place for the tackle. Just ship it here and I'll take good care of it.
Hey, you have to drive. You can't. I don't ship.
I definitely need to come visit. So, guys, thank you guys so much for joining. Cole, I think your first stream was